Hello, 6th graders. Welcome to Big Ideas Math, Contract Math, Section 7.3, 2014 edition, Triangles Lesson. Pause while you write Section 7.3, 2014 edition lesson in your math notebook. Pause again while you write today's lesson objective in your math notebook. Today's objective is classify and further investigate constructing triangles. Take a moment to write the key ideas in your math notebook. Classifying triangles using angles. An acute triangle has all acute angles. An obtuse triangle has one obtuse angle. A right triangle has one right angle. An equiangular triangle has three congruent angles. And as a reminder, you've already written this in your notes, so you don't need to rewrite it, but congruent sides have the same length. So this is just a reminder. You don't need to write that part in your notes. You do need to write the definitions of the different kinds of triangles in your math notebook. A scalene triangle has no congruent sides. An isosceles triangle has at least two congruent sides, and an equilateral triangle has three congruent sides. Be sure you write all of these different types of triangles, and be sure you draw the examples in your math notebook. Example 1 appears on page 284 in your math textbook. Classifying triangles. Classify each triangle. Letter A has a 115-degree angle, a 25-degree angle, and a 40-degree angle. So it has one obtuse angle and no congruent sides. So when we look at the angle, we know that it's an obtuse triangle because it has an obtuse angle that's greater than 90 degrees. And since none of its sides are congruent, then we know it's a scalene triangle. So it is an obtuse scalene triangle. Letter B, the triangle has all acute angles and two congruent sides. So since all of its angles are acute, it is an acute triangle, and two of its sides are congruent, so that means that it is an isosceles triangle as well. So it's an acute isosceles triangle. Example 2 is on page 285, constructing a triangle using angle measures. It's a good idea for you to practice this in your math notebook as we go through the examples. Draw a triangle with angle measures of 30, 60, and 90, then classify the triangle. Step 1, use your protractor to draw the 30-degree angle. It shows you how to do that. Be sure your bottom line is right on the zero line of your protractor, and then measure up 30 degrees and draw your second line. Step 2, use a protractor to draw the 60-degree angle. And so you use your bottom line again, and you just measure 60 degrees from the other end of that same line. And your lines are going to cross at the top, and that's okay. You can erase those crossing ends. And step 3, the protractor shows that the measure of the remaining angle is 90 degrees. So as we discussed in class, that adds up to 180 degrees. If yours is off by a little bit, remember it's just human error. It doesn't mean that the triangle is wrong. After drawing the first two angles, make sure you check the remaining angle. Because if you're really off, then it means you measured one of your first two angles incorrectly. So the triangle is a right scalene triangle. It's right because it has the 90-degree angle, and it's scalene because none of its two sides are congruent. Example 3, constructing a triangle using side lengths. Draw a triangle with a 3 centimeter side and a 4 centimeter side, that meet at a 20-degree angle. Then classify the triangle. So when you do this, you're going to follow these steps. Step 1, use a protractor to draw a 20-degree angle. And step 2, use a ruler to mark 3 centimeters on one ray, one side, and 4 centimeters on the other ray or the other side. So you should have something that looks like what it does in the book. Draw the third side to form the triangle. The triangle is an obtuse scalene triangle. So without measuring, you can see that this angle is greater than 90 degrees, and you can measure your third side over here and know that it is not equal to 3 or 4. So that makes it scalene. Your assignment for this lesson is to complete the On Your Own problems 1 through 4 below. They're also on pages 284 and 285 of your textbook. Show your work and be prepared to share during our next class. Please remember, to earn credit for viewing this flipped lesson, you must complete your exit slip, come to our next class prepared with the journal pages or other work from the flipped lesson completed, and be prepared with any work that was assigned in the flipped lesson completed. Be prepared with any questions you have for the teacher, and always have a good attitude. We'll see you next time in class.